ACC, I imagine that if you watch videos from other Kiwi bike riders, you'll hear a lot of them complaining about ACC. ACC stands for Accident Compensation Corporation. Or really it should be Absolute Corporation. They're a bunch of bastards. Basically, they are... Every single New Zealander is forced to contribute money to ACC. And it's basically like a sort of a health insurance sort of thing. If if you have an accident, they come and sort out your stuff. So in theory, ACC is a great thing. We all contribute to it, and we can all use it when we need it. But the problem is they're a company. It's run by the government, but they're a company, and they're managed so fucking badly. And they'll find they're like an insurance company. They'll find any excuse to squirm out of having to pay. So, for example, something I had a wee while ago, I had 3 medical experts all saying, yes, there's this problem, and yet ACC wrote back and said, well, there's no medical evidence, so denied. 3 doctors all saying, yep. Anyway. So, they're a bunch of fuckers. I mean, you could be standing in front of them, holding your right arm in your left and your right shoulder pissing blood where your arm used to be connected to it, and they'll look at you and say, is there a problem? Yeah, absolute wankers. So what they've done recently is they've gone broke, basically. They're just a badly managed company. They've gone broke and they announced, right, we're going to increase all the levies and we're going to pay out less. So they said, you have to give us more money, and for that you're going to get less returns, less support. So they're cutting all sorts of funding that they were doing. They're cutting back on mental health. They're cutting back on all sorts of shit. People that really need their help, they're cutting back, just so that the minister can retain his fat waistline. It's ridiculous. And for motorbikes, they really focus on motorbikes. They said, right, we're going to increase the levies across the board. So when you pay your vehicle registration, most of the cost of that is paid to ACC. And we have no choice in that. So, for motorcycles, they said, well, because motorcycles have so many accidents, we're going to raise them significantly. So this bike, this is an 800cc bike, it normally costs $200 a year to register this bike. 185 of that goes to ACC. Then they said, right, for any bikes above 600cc, all of them were going to increase, but for this one, above 600cc, the category was, it was going to raise from $200 a year to $800 a year. $800 a year just to register the bike. Just fucking insane. So just no thought, they didn't take into consideration the fact that, 70% of motorcycle accidents are caused by car users, not motorcycle riders. So, there's lots of protests all over the country. And then they said, as was suspected, they said, well, okay, look, okay, we get your point. We'll only raise it by $200 a year. So I'm going to have to pay $400 a year just to register this bike, when I used to only have to pay $200. Motherfuckers, a lot of them. I hope they all burn in hell, as I'm sure they will, because that's where all the bastards go. Actually, they can take most of the government with them.